Hello to your berry shan. Today, as we are, Spheropolis, that is, the big one called the beast Shakar. You're right, he said. So I sat down in the valley and watched your likes. No, he said. In the month of Ser. It turns out that in the beginning there were beasts. When the prey trembled, the crowd rushed from the tussauds and tore them apart. The beasts had forgotten their instincts, and their prey had come to terms with a peaceful life. For example, a lamb is a cosmonaut, a margal zanger, and a kozak is a law enforcement officer, and he wants to be one of the bricks of the beast. What did he say to her? How did the rabbit get away from me? It was as if the animals had forgotten all about their prey, and it was as if they had become the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and as if they were the guardians of order, and 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 the guardians of order. After a while, her father and her brothers, who say they are wrong about counting, come and see Judy off to the rabbit hole Baxel. His father gave him a kiss, 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 a kiss. The train was coming. The giant comes out of the door with a bang. A badger comes out of the middle door. And a rodent comes out of the door. So Judy says goodbye to everyone and goes to the beast's den. The road flowed in his earlobe, and he recorded a brief glimpse of the wonders of the surrounding area. In this world, we see all animals except humans and dogs. Therefore, other clusters, such as reptiles, birds, fish, amphibians, horses, and non-humans, can also be used as food for them. This is no longer a story to share with friends. I don't know, he said. We'll ask him if it's time. I don't know, he said. I don't know, he said. You were. The word optimist was Shushkin. Yes, at first I thought it was, but Judy was surprised. The next day, Judy pocketed the punch her father had given her and went to the police station. He looked at Benji, the dispatcher of the department, and said, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It was the first time he had ever seen a wolf, a lion, a road leopard, a beast, 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 a beast. I don't know, he said, but I don't know, 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 I don't know. I don't know, he said, but I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm sorry, she said. Judy tells him that she has been named the best food during the disagreement. If you are the best buffalo, then today you will not be able to cure the beast Balusa, he will leave. Judy set a goal to make it to 200 by noon, and everyone with 1 to 2 will still be charged. As a result, he was able to find a fox lying on the road to a store selling honey, and then follow him. He didn't give her the little shield she wanted to be an elephant. The seller thinks without giving an elephant. Then Judy got up and walked over to the bathroom, where she was sitting with her nose in her hands. Tora, do you want me to go to St. Pitem's? He scared the elephants. I don't know, I said. Good-natured Judy looked at the child, who was sitting on the couch with her own money. They leave with thanks. Then, after a while, the fox began to melt the honey, pour it into a pot, put it in a mold, freeze it, and sell it to the little ones. The rest of the trees, as a building material for the sneezes, turn around the beznn. When she saw him, she caught the fox. Haha, this is your dream, this is your dream, this is your life. I don't know, he said. I don't know, he said, but I don't know. I am a slave fox, you are Okmak Boyan, ha ha ha. Daybergen to Judy, I don't care about you. The answer is that Kepikan is holding the moment, belly out the lie. In the evening, while Judy is preparing a carrot, I make a video call to my father on the iPhone of the sliced carrot. Judy didn't look at them, they were all perfect, they were all strong, they were all straight, they were all right, 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 they were all right. The next day, when he was still in the hospital, he would have to go to the hospital. I don't know, he said. Judy happily sets out to catch him. He shot down the rodent town and ran away from the dominoes. I'm sorry, I said, but I'm not going to be able to find Judy Dunn. So, while Aunt Judy was babbling, Hughie tensed and stopped. However, when he rolled the concrete donut, it turned out that Judy, thanks to her prayer, would not be able to keep her blood in a uniform pocket. After a while, Judy went to the office. The captain said, "Why are you leaving your bosom?" "I'm not going to tell you how much I'm going to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you how much I'm going to tell you. You know you're free." "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know." Judy says she'll find him. She was angry at him, and Judy was about to fire him for the column. "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know. Now there is no anal except for the buivylsyn. So either take the pan or take the collar from work." With half of day, Judy is given 2 weights to find Kamschatzrich. Later, Judy finds out that Turna bought a balma from a fox, saying that she did not have a goose in the shin, which they gave her. He looked at Nate and said, "Have you seen Kamshat Mirza?" begins with Day's question. He was proud of his horse, which was worth $200 a day. Judy charged him with murder, but he didn't. He heard the fox's words on the tape recorder and said, "What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?" "I don't know," he said. Since Nick knew where it came from, it was a good idea to take a shower with the flies. He didn't know what was going on, 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 what was going on. "Haha, the Gariffs are playing volleyball. You know," he said, you know, 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 you know." "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about." Judy picked up her notebook and headed for the room. "I don't know," he said. "You can see how fast they are moving." Judy put down the document, which she had taken out of the room, and the gesture, which looked like a mantabois. In between, Nick had told an anecdote, and he was going to be late. "I don't know," she said. "I'm not saying goodbye, hello carrot the world is about to happen." When they reached the far end of the tunnel, Judy, startled by Nick, went inside and found the car on the trail. He looked at the footprints on the bench. Then, in that limo, Nick would have to look at the stuff of the Thundertaw Mafia. On the way out, these get caught up in Brother Yo. The reason Nick is afraid of these is because he once put a stinky mink fur coat on them. After a while, the two of them went to Mr. Bick's office. "He's dead, isn't he? Is that right?" "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know what to do." Then Judy said, "What's going on in your limousine? Where did you get it? Tell me what." Bick tries to throw them into the icy water when they are about to go out. At the same time, her daughter, who was in the thick of it, was in a hurry, and Judy was in a hurry. In a moment, Judy's daughter was gone. "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know, 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 I don't know." The moment he was in the limo, he was in the car, and 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 he was in the car. Behind him, a man in a tropical forest, a black leopard of the Manchese tribe, rode to the left of the cape. The Manche saw him there, and to Ahmet's surprise he changed his mind. So Gada Roll, remembering that the throat of a predator, repeated the word again and again. "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know what to say." "I don't know," he said, "but I don't know."
Judy looked at him, and then at Liana, who was leaning against the wall. As soon as the party arrived, Judy began to cry. But the Manch, who had been tied up, was gone. And Judy had found a way to escape from heaven. I'm sorry, he said, but I don't know what you're talking about, says Judy. What do you mean? Captain, who did you trust the fox? Go now. I don't know, he said. Then Nick stood up and said to Judy, you're going to do it fast. But you're just kidding. You can find Hop's curler. I don't know, he said. I don't know, he said. We still have 10 hours to go, he said. So do not rush to make a decision until you find Hop's cur, Captain. They both sat down on the funicular and left. As they climbed the stairs, Nick felt the trauma of his shiggle. It's like that. Nick doesn't want to be in a scout organization with his herbivorous dozes. However, when there was a small fox among them, the herbivores closed their mouths and said, Did you trust the fox? I'm sorry, he said, pulling her away from the stone. From that moment on, Guzamek said, Foxes are cunning in every lover. The stereotype has penetrated any. Judy had washed it, and Nick had taken a deep breath. I don't know, he said. But it is not easy to achieve it. Therefore, Jumbik will have to go to Ganem and Zal. As he reached for the archives of the regions where he had entered the cell, the fox also had access to his fur. Then the lion went to the moon. Judy found the camera she needed, and when she saw the wolves in Manchester, she looked at them and said, Hey, what a mess. Come to think of it. Every time the car passes the road, it goes to Salza. The two of them, who had arrived, were on guard duty, their eyes fixed on the building. There were 13 beasts in front of him, all of whom had been killed by the Buivylsyn. At one point, Arstan said to Dr. Iteu, Len, are you mad? Begins with Day's question. Then Iteu said, All the valleys that have fallen from the roof must be filled with people, so that they can quickly get out of the water. I don't know, he said. I don't know, he said. But I don't know what to do. Judy's phone rings as she says, and the two are silent. When the little wolves were gone, Judy and Nick opened the door to Gray. After a while, son Arstan and the doctor arrested the beasts for illegal hunting trials. Nick took a step toward her without Judy's help. I don't know, she said. Judy wondered why the captive beasts had not found the cause of the wild cock, and how they had all the people on their backs, and how they had all the people on their faces. When I heard it, I thought of Nick, and I thought of Judy, and I thought of her, and 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 of her. I don't know, she said. Hearing the news, the inhabitants of Shakira decided to avoid them without trusting the public. He says that he wants everyone to return to the old Gaka. Kamshat Ganem does not recognize his rich Amit. I don't know, he said. The city now has a new mayor. It was Jumbik. Since most of the inhabitants of the city were herbivores and rodents, now Judy could be trusted by them. That's why Judy wants to be the police chief now. Judy didn't come to him. Do you really want to go to town, DB? I don't know, I said. He started to be a police officer, and the hare returned to the village and began to sell sabet. Aix looked up at her, his brows drawn together. Gideon, who had stopped his mind when he had kissed her, asked her if she would forgive him for being so stupid, and she said, They were friends. I don't know, he said. When he managed to escape, the ram pushed the two of them, and two men fell into a stupor. I don't know, he said, as if to say the plan of evil, and shoot the NEC and say to the police, Judith has already demanded Kualam. As they say, the bee is playing a movie. I don't know, he said, but I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about. In addition, Jumbik's evil words can be proved and recorded in dictaphone. I don't know, he said. The lion is justified. The good news is that there are many animals in the world that have not seen their wealth. He went back to where he had been, and began to eat the donuts. Every time I saw the beast, I thought it was a dream. It is clear that after a domesticated life, the beasts need some gardens to bandage each other. You can understand any beast. They looked at their faces, and there was no reproach. The elephant becomes a ballerina. The fox will be a law enforcement officer.